Oh, I've got an itch.
Comments already coming in.
We got a new heater.
You want to come and shout out, you know, like, Merry Christmas.
No, because I don't want to talk about
You
Christmas. I hate Christmas.
humbug.
I was gonna come in with a Grinch suit on, so don't you worry about that. Shit like that. Anyway, the Grinch didn't hate Christmas; he hated people.
Yeah, well, I'm feeling that about both. Hello!
I do apologise for the first little bit. We did not know we were live for a moment. And Pamela, thank you for offering to.
Yeah, and I haven't really
scratch
got a
my
Grinch
itch.
costume, so I was lying anyway. And I do love people. I do. I wouldn't be it. Anyway, welcome to the Sunday Sofa with me, Jane Morton, and
Me, Polly Harnett.
we are your two hosts today. As I said on my show Wednesday, I will be co-hosting now with Polly the Sunday Sofa. So welcome back, and thanks for joining us. And today's topic is, what difference do you think you've made this year? So let us know what you think about that, and we'll let you know what we think. We'll leave out the scratches, we'll leave out the Grinch costume and anything else. But anyway.
Oh, so who have we got on? Stace. Hi, Stace. Hi, Claire.
Hi, Claire.
Nice matching outfits. I did say that, Claire, that we didn't.
This is how in tune we are.
Yeah,
we didn't even message. We just turned up.
Wearing the right colour for humbugs, ladies. Absolutely. Bar humbug.
I did put a little bit of pink quartz on to show the love.
I didn't.
So, yeah.
But yeah, other than the quartz, we did quite well, didn't we?
We did, yeah. I hope it's looking good and it's coordinating well as a production.
So, as you can see, we're trying to keep everything really upbeat today, everyone at home.
Despite our costumes.
Despite our costumes. We haven't got our Grinch. Hello, Christine. We haven't got our Grinch costumes on. We were just having a bit of a joke about Grinches before we came on. And so I hope you're not all feeling too Grinchy. We've obviously had a bit of a, in the southeast, we've been having a bit of naff news yesterday. So we've decided we're not going to talk about Christmas at all.
No.
Christmas is going to be Christmas, and Christmas is going to be how it is, isn't it?
Yep.
And as soon as we're not in this mess anymore, I'm going to be celebrating my 50th, my dad's 80th, and Christmas all in one, I think, in the middle of the year, in the
Big
heat.
party.
Yeah.
Barbecue.
Hopefully nobody
Sun.
will be wearing mankinis or anything like that. That would be just
Is the sound better? Did we miss something? He's turned us totally off now.
So let us know at home, guys, if the sound is okay.
Yeah. And don't talk to us about Christmas Eve.
Yeah,
No, we're
we
only
don't
joking.
talk
Talk
about
to us what you want to talk about, but we're talking about the subject.
It's fine for me, thank you. Richard Stace said. So, oh, good. I'm glad it's a lot better. You might have heard the first bit of conversation that you weren't supposed to hear, and
We're
then
crackling, apparently. Not cackling, Terry, crackling. There was a little bit of cackling in between when we realised we were on air, and we didn't know we was on air. Me Grinchy never.
I can't do a Grinch impression. I don't actually know any Grinchness.
No, not really. I do. There's that thing going round from the Christmas Carol, isn't it, where Scrooge is hanging out the window going, "What tear is it?" Which does. I'm sorry.
I don't see that.
Yeah, he's hanging out the original Charles Dickens film with the. I can't remember who the actor was. I want to go Arthur Finney, but I don't think it is. And he's hanging out the window and going, "You boy, what tier is it?" And it is, despite how we all feel, it is still making me laugh. So it shows I have still got a sense of humour somewhere hidden in this tier. Laugh out
Cackling.
loud,
We were a couple
cackling.
of little witches.
Yeah,
weren't
we were. We didn't know we were live, Stacey. It's the producer. He wasn't keeping us updated. I'm getting a bit of an echo.
Oh.
Oh,
Yeah,
hello.
we're getting,
Hello.
we're getting some hand signals from behind.
Yes.
So then, going back to the subject, so we're talking about today, how do you think at home you have made a difference this year? Now, it might have been a difference to a family member, it might have been a difference to friends, it might have been, or it might be that you've done something particularly special that has helped other people, maybe people, vulnerable people. Maybe you tried to cheer people up. Maybe you went, did some visits somewhere, or whatever you've done. What have you been doing?
Could be your work, could be your job.
Yeah, could you be job at NHS?
Could have seen a difference in your job this year.
Absolutely. Let us know, everybody at home. So that's what we're going to be talking about. So please get involved and tell us how you have made a difference, or you feel, or has somebody made a difference to you, for example? Has somebody done something particularly that's helped you throughout this year? Remember, with this show, the more interactive you are, the more likely you are to get a card. And there is...
Just we'd throw that in.
Yeah.
Because we're being grinchy.
So, yeah, the more likely you are to get a card the more you are interacting with us. So please, please, please do interact as much as possible, and then we can interact with you, which is lovely too. Okay. Yes, I'm glad that you like our sense of humour, because well, basically,
we can't get rid of it.
We can't get rid of it.
We're stuck with it.
The only thing
we
that
try
gets
and
us
tame
through,
it down, but we can't.
Yeah.
I always say it's better that we're on YouTube now and not Facebook.
Yeah.
Because we can actually get away a bit more.
Yeah.
I know. Facebook, like that, but Facebook would shut us down. So yeah. So actually, we can say what we like on here. So there you go.
I'm liking.
Hi,
that
Michelle.
picture.
Hi, Cameron. What is the reading?
Okay, if you interact with us during the show and tell us, with the subject of the show of how to make a difference, then there's a chance that you will get a reading. Obviously, we can't do everybody, but we'll get through as many as we can, won't we?
See, Christine's put SPTV has been a huge help for me, and I think we've doing our own shows. We've all realised that, haven't we, how it's affected people.
Absolutely.
Us hosting, Richard's work behind the scenes. So it's probably a good place to start, really.
I think so.
Because how long has this been going now? Just over a year, hasn't it, SPTV?
2 years.
2 years. Sorry, 2 years in February. But this year seems to have been the real one that... And then we got thrown off that swear word. But this year really has seemed to escalate, I think, because people did need it, didn't they? They needed it more than ever. So maybe we should start with that, because we were saying what we think we've made a difference, and we had to I had to think about it. And I suppose for me, it is doing my show, coming on here, just interacting with people, because it's kept me positive that I know I'm doing something positive. Even when I do my private readings, even online, it's made me feel that I was giving something back.
Yeah, absolutely.
So if I was suffering, and believe you and me, we're psychic or not, we are not no different. We've suffered as well, and we've struggled as well. Well, I personally have, I admit that. So but when I do my readings, and when I've had feedback on the show, and people have been really pleased, and they've tuned in, for me, I feel like I've given something back. So it's helped me stay focused, but it's also made me feel that it was worth me, especially after my accident, that I got back up and did the show to stay positive. So it helped me, but it helped others. So I think the biggest thing I've achieved this year is staying true to SPTV. I think that is probably, and my readings, because sometimes it's been hard to read.
Yeah.
I don't know about you, Polly, but I have struggled.
Sometimes
it's not
been
the
like
readings, it's the people and what we're having to say or trying to put across, and how people are feeling, and how vulnerable people are feeling. Because to me, I take it very seriously, as does Polly. We have to be careful how we're dressing those people in front of us, whether they're face to face, which they're not no more again, or online. We've got a duty of care. So I think it's really kept me going, that side of things.
I think so. And I think, again, coming back to SPTV, and I've been watching a few comments come up about how much it's helped people on here. And it is like a family. I mean, if you think, obviously there's a lot of religions in this world, aren't there, for example? And, I think as long as a religion is predominantly making you feel good, then it's
Yeah.
absolutely fine. It doesn't matter what you believe, as long as it feels good to you. But there's that family aspect to faith and religion, and there's a family aspect to SPTV.
Yeah.
And you know, it's I think when I have, unfortunately, I've been so busy this year with one thing and another that I haven't been able to watch some of the shows as much as I would have liked to.
Yeah. But that's because
But-
we've been busy helping
Yeah.
others elsewhere.
But yeah, it has. And you know, but when I have been able to be on and I've been watching the comments come up, and what really touches me out of anything is the fact that everybody in that group are pleased when other people get a reading,
Yeah.
or when other people get a message, or when other people get like some sort of help. And you think, actually, it's not just about them for a moment, you
No.
know, it's about that person. And so well done all of you that do sort of like be happy for and encourage people. And you know, when in comments when I've seen, you know, people have been feeling down or things like that, and there's people there lifting them up, you know. And I think it's an amazing thing when you're on a channel like that, and it's not just thinking about yourself. You're
No.
thinking about those other people.
Because they
as
have,
well.
outside watching the shows, they've created their own community.
Absolutely.
And like Terry, who should have a big for sharing that we're on YouTube to the Facebook users, and always supporting and getting that out to everybody. I mean, she does that totally on her own back.
Mm.
And she's really worked well trying to do that for Richard since we got sort of chucked off. But yeah, I mean, but also listening to the others. There's always a few that interact a lot and give support. And you see that when we're doing our shows, that people are commenting underneath when you play it back, and they're giving a bit of support and stuff like that. So it really has worked in in massive ways. So the community is just it's got little branches, but it's got still the big SPTV
yeah.
bubble.
And
So
it's lovely. So
yeah.
well done all of you that do that, and please do continue to do that. Obviously only do it if you're really meaning it from the heart, because then it's really heartfelt. And well done to Terry.
There she is.
Absolutely. Lovely picture of you there. But yeah, so should we see somebody else's comments on here? So anybody else commented on this? So we're just waiting there. So Pamela, you were fabulous, Jane. That's what you can read this one.
You
It's
were
all about
fabulous,
you.
Jane. Last week, first
Yeah.
time ever I have had a reading that was so spot on. Do you know what, Pamela? I felt like I'd had someone. It was the weirdest show. I was telling a friend in the week. My shows are so random now since we've been on YouTube. Me and Richard were saying this. I went from spiritual questions and talking about psychic sort of counselling questions, because I've got a little bit of counselling skills from 20 plus years ago, showing my age, and my psychic ability. And it was serious, but it uplifted people. And then I went into agony art mode. But this week, I couldn't believe, I played it back this week. I don't always play myself back because I cringe. But it was all about spirit. I had people coming in left, right and centre. I thought, hello a minute, what's going on here? And anyone that knows me, I keep the mediumship side very well hidden.
She's
yeah.
naughty and she knows she
Yeah.
can do it.
But it was mad. I had spirits coming everywhere, and not that sort. That I'll keep that till the weekend, next weekend. But yeah, but thank you, Pamela. Obviously I've read for you a couple of times anyway. But yeah, I really actually quite enjoyed playing myself back this week. Thought, who's she?
Look at her.
Where's she come from?
Head's swelling up now.
Yeah.
Michelle, I came across SPTV at my lowest point this year, and honestly believe I was guided here. I was trying to hold my family together after breakup, then hit lockdown in a new part of the country on our own. Oh, Michelle, it sounds like you've done an amazing job, not just with watching SPTV, which is amazing that you do, but the fact that you have started again, the fact that you have done all this on your own. You've got to understand that, you know, that takes an awful lot of strength, Michelle.
Well, she's moved home. She's moved areas. She's had a breakup. And short of the other, I'm not going to dare say it, especially with how this year's been, they're some of the three biggest.
Absolutely, without anything else.
Yes, and I feel that a bit, because that was me a few years ago. I went for a really bad breakup, and then I lost my dad, my best friend, in the space of 9 months, and then I knew the inevitable would come when I'd have to sell my house, and it is just so stressful. And for me, the older we get, the more stressful it definitely is, because you're more exhausted. It's more tiring. But yeah, well done you. I feel that because I've been there and I know how hard it is. Still don't know barriers, Jay. Nor do I. Yeah, he hasn't come out again. So yeah, we'll find him. Don't you worry, Christine. He'll appear one in my dreams, I'll tell you.
Hello, James.
Hi, James.
So yeah, anybody else felt like they made a difference this year, or something made a difference to you? Stace, I've tried to help and support where and when I can, and helped Bill fundraise for the homeless shelter in Croydon. Oh, now if you don't know Bill, which you should do if you watch SBTV, lovely guy. He got very, very moved about a gentleman that was homeless, didn't he? Did you see?
No, I must have missed that.
No, you did. Yeah, I'll show you.
Oh no, yes.
It's very, very. So, I mean, obviously, us spiritual people, we're very empathic anyway, just as we know you are, Stace. But yeah, he got very, very moved about a guy who, I think he was a Polish guy, who was homeless, and has ended up then from there raising money for the homeless in Croydon area, which is amazing. And it's just, you know, from that, I mean, he's raised quite a lot of money, and it's obviously with everyone's help. It's amazing, isn't it, that we're helping people. It's making us much more aware. It's making us much more aware. You know, some of us are hanging on for dear life to our own homes and things at the moment, aren't we? and money. And to be able to go out there and do things for somebody else and give that bit of money is just amazing.
Yeah.
Or time. Even if you can't afford something, giving your time is amazing. So just anything you've done, brilliant. Well done you, Stace. And well done certainly to Bill.
Definitely to Bill. And Stace, because Stace has come a long way in the year that I've been doing April, my show started. But the year I've been watching SPTV, I've seen Stace really develop and develop herself and interact. So again, you actually start seeing those regulars, and they're really pulling together.
Yeah. And Stace, your
Poetry
is all very inspiring.
I got my own special birthday poetry, and I was really touched by that when she sent that to me. So yes, Claire, my sister has been amazing. We've ended up living at her house during the first lockdown. She is still helping me in Italy. We have really strengthened our relationship.
That's lovely.
Oh yeah, that is lovely.
Yeah. I mean, it's funny, isn't it? I mean, obviously your sister's your sister, but not everyone's got a great relationship with their siblings or parents, have they?
And if they did have, they might not live with them. Because it's all right when you grew up with them, but when you move away, and I mean, even your parents, when you move away and have to go back, it's not because you don't love them. It's not. It's just you've changed, you've evolved.
Had your independence, haven't you?
Yeah, and you've had your own family, and you've done your own things, and then suddenly you've got to go back and you've got to respect somebody else's rules. And although that's that's the right thing to do, it's different when you could just literally throw your shoes off, grab a cup of tea, and sit and do your own thing. So I mean, I went back once many years ago to live with my mum after we lost our first property when I was married to my first husband, and it was hard. As much as my mum would do anything for you, that's probably why it was hard, because she was overindulging my husband, who I did not want overindulged. So yeah, but it's just and I had my 2-year-old running around, and it was like, he didn't need another person. But that's what family's for, and family always do step up. My mum stepped up when I broke my leg. She was bringing me meals and she was doing shopping, and she's 78. Mind you, she's missing going to the pub, to be fair, but families are there, aren't they? They're meant, we're lucky, but not everyone's got that.
Because my dad is a real, strong character. My dad, he's a real, like this. But he's obviously lovely, got a lovely side to my dad, but he is like one of them, he doesn't like ever to the thought of losing his independence, for example, and he's 80 now. And I said to him, why don't you, because he lives up in the Midlands, I said, why don't you come and live down south, and then I sort of, and then I can, if I need to, I can look after you in your old age. He goes, don't want you to bloody look after me in my old age. I was all right then. I won't ask again.
Well, I think mine would be putting me in an old people's home to get rid of me. Yeah. But no, it's great if you've got family. We
can't see anything on this screen right now, but I'll take this moment to say how I think I've made a difference.
Yes.
Oh, are we still on?
Okay.
Okay. Everyone can hear?
Yep. You go over to you, Polly.
So this year, obviously we've had a very strange up and down year, haven't we? Very, very strange. And obviously with the first lockdown, and I'm very lucky in the fact that I'm always busy with my readings and always busy with healings and things like that. Always. apart from like, the odd times, Christmas, usually just after Christmas or summer holidays. And obviously all this happened, and everyone thought it was all going to start it was only going to be for a couple of weeks. We're going to have a lockdown for a couple of weeks, and that was all going to be back to normal again. Obviously, we were all living in a delusion. And so everybody cancelled because they wanted to wait until they could have their one-to-one reading, because they like coming to my psychic shed and they like the whole experience. So I thought, oh no, being self-employed, I'm going to have to look for something else so I can actually pay my bills and pay my mortgage, So I decided to, somebody I knew had ran a nursing home. So I thought, right, okay, I'm going to approach them and see if they have any jobs. So got some bank work in the nursing home. And honestly, it has been, apart from obviously all the spiritual stuff that I do, which I know helps people, going into a nursing home anyway, without a lockdown or without anything, is hard work. But you are like their family a majority of the time. You are the ones that are getting them up, helping them eat and everything else, and obviously their personal care. But realising how it's affected, I'm not just talking about the people in that nursing home, which is an amazing nursing home.
Anywhere.
Any nursing home. This one is amazing. They really do care. And so being like a family member to people with, some of them, quite advanced dementia and Alzheimer's and things like that, and revving them up, they're obviously coming out of hospital. If they've been in hospital, and they go into isolation for 2 weeks because they're not allowed to, obviously we're all PPE'd up and everything else. Just to be part of that has been very grounding and very, I don't know, it's almost been amazing.
But because you've given something back, to somebody that can't have their family there.
Yeah.
And some people might feel, oh, with dementia, they wouldn't know. But there are times when they do know.
Okay, thank you. We'll just having a bit of a technical issue, so we'll be back.
Polly was in the middle of explaining what she's been doing as a carer. So we'll go back and finish that bit.
Yeah,
and
no, I'm just saying that it's been very rewarding, and it has been on and off, because obviously once we come out of the lockdowns, obviously I'm then full on back with readings again. And I'm still full on with readings when I'm doing that as well, but it's just obviously that I can only do online. I prefer face to face, but it's one of those things. It's a bit more of a personal experience, I think, but it doesn't make a difference. I can still do the same thing online. So it's been a real combination with me. It's been doing a lot of spiritual work, but then I almost see it as a blessing, the fact that I do feel like I have made a difference, and it's not in an egotistical way. It's more of like, if that was my parent, or if that was my relative, I'd have wanted the same for mine. I'd have wanted somebody to care as much as I cared, and the people there that really care, that are there constantly, that's their full-time job. And it is very badly paid, and it is a long hours, but you think actually, you guys are doing a lot, and obviously the NHS and everybody else, all these people that have carried on through the, I think the first lockdown was probably the scariest for everyone. Wasn't it?
Unknown, wasn't it?
It was all very new then, wasn't it? I mean, now it's like, oh, it's a lockdown again,
I didn't quite take it like that.
Yeah. Well, sort of, after the initial shock. After that initial shock. So it's been really interesting, I think. It's been interesting to do things and make a difference, or and people around me have been really kind. I mean, the other week my fridge broke on the just before Christmas, nicely. fridge freezer. And Sam, good old Sam O'Neill, came to the rescue, emptying a section of her freezer out for my stuff.
Oh, bless her.
Well, we defrosted it and got the person in to come and sort it. Oh, Cameron, we lost both of our granddads within the past month and done everything I could to hold my family together. Well done, you, Cameron. It's a sad time, and our hearts go out to you. And they really go out.
And
to
I think I read earlier that Cameron's a new viewer, so it's one of the first times they've started watching SPTV.
Hello,
Oh,
Sam, and thank you
Sam.
for your freezer space.
And thank you
I
for
just-
your room
just
today.
called
I just
you
caught
out.
that.
Oh, I haven't seen the
Yeah,
rooms.
she's
I
done
don't think I put,
And I just caught it. She gave a load of names out and has done rooms for different people. So I haven't read it. We'll read it when I've got 5 minutes, but yeah, I was getting ready to come in.
Well, we were getting ready in our matching outfits.
yeah. I haven't forgot.
So, yeah, well done you, Cameron, for holding everyone together. That's really lovely. Really lovely.
Mm.
So, hey, anybody
So
else?
we've been
want to
busy.
say?
Keeping, I mean, face-to-face readers, I'm face-to-face. I'm old school and I like that. Like I said, I like the personal interaction. I like to know when someone's left. I can feel how they are. It's hard, it's weird, isn't
The
it?
only difference at the moment is at the moment I'm actually steering more to liking online better because obviously you don't have to wear a mask. Because when they come in a mask, you can't see facial expressions, and you know when obviously normally if somebody was getting emotional you'd be able to see that, or if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
And then obviously when you're not reading somebody, but you've got to read somebody to a degree to make sure that they're either understanding
I mean,
it or
it is hard. See,
emotional.
I'm probably a bit, because it is readings, and I don't know where we sit with that. Because I'm a therapist as well. We both do Rahana healing, but I'm obviously a therapist as well. But my injury put me out from doing that, so I haven't had to go back in the PPE, the masks, and all that. But with the readings, they're at a safe distance anyway, and my psychic counselling is like counselling. So if they've come and they've said, do I have to wear a mask? I've given it that's entirely up to them. Because to me, when you're reading and even doing some counselling, you're helping people. So yeah, so I just feel that it's been if they don't want to wear it, I'm not going to make them because this is quite important, quite personal. But online I get as well because I've got a little bit more time to sort of come off air, go and do something else. But that's been an eye opener for me because I've never worked online until I was forced to.
Yeah.
So
no, I had a couple of readings off from people, and it's the first time they'd ever done online. I said, "Can't let's do a swap?" And oh, I've never done it online. I said, "It's easy, it's easy." And then once you've done it, you've done it.
Yeah,
It's
it is
easy,
weird. I
isn't
mean,
it?
I've done Rahani online. That was, and I actually went to Neshla and said to her, I've had people ask for it online, so I'm going to do it online. But there were so many different ways there you could do it. So I just went with what felt natural to me. But she said she's never done it online. But if people are asking for it, go with it. And I thought people were coming to me asking for the healing, and I thought I can't say no just because I've not worked online before.
Yeah, cool.
But that is strange. Again, you can do it because I think we know that you can send that positivity out anyway. But I think at the moment it's been a real learning curve, and I mean I'd love face to face still. And it's funny how some of my regular clients have gone, when are you back doing face to face after my injury, and then after the 4-week lockdown.
Yeah.
And I've just fitted a few people in, but now we're back to this tier where we can't do it. And it is weird because I think a lot of the clients still like the face-to-face because you get a better rapport and you definitely can feel that from them. But yeah, it doesn't mean we can't do it online. It's the same as doing the show.
Absolutely.
It's
I mean,
obvious,
I did anyway before all of this a lot of clients abroad, so I had to do them online, so they can't just pop over.
See, I declined doing people abroad because I wouldn't do it online.
Oh, see,
yeah,
it's
so
all done you a big
So
favour.
lockdown taught me to stop keeping it just how I was keeping it. But
taught you to pull your finger out your bum. That's what it
yes,
basically
yeah,
did.
back to bums again.
Tell you what they're saying.
Okay.
Okay.
So if you offer someone some...
Well, I just wanted quickly to, I was just really focused on Cameron for
Yeah.
a moment. Cameron, does the name George make sense in your family at all? Because I kept hearing that name in the back of my head just as I was looking at that, but then I was looking at you at the same time, so I was hopefully George won't mean anything to you.
For me.
I was also seeing a grandfather, but he felt like he'd either gone quite little or lost a lot of weight. please let us know, or let Richard know if this makes sense to you. He's also talking about his teeth, so I do feel like he either didn't have all of his teeth, or there was some problem with his teeth, or he had false teeth. Okay, and he's just, like I said, he's gone very either fragile or frail at the end. Now he's talking about his blood sugars were a bit up and down, but he's also showing me that there was either some, no, I keep going to my chest, so there's some breathing issues there as well. Now it suddenly feels like everything's gone very, very quickly. So within the last sort of month, certainly he would have declined a lot, and there's sort of the last week, suddenly everything seemed to come rushing forward.
So, give me time so I can respond to you. Yes, he didn't have any teeth. He was very frail at the end.
Okay, thank you. The comments aren't coming up because for some reason the computer's having a funny moment with us too.
So we're now working totally blind.
This grandfather's just coming through for you, Cameron, and he's bless him, he's got quite a good sense of humour when he was fine. Okay, he's still trying to keep his chin up a little bit, but he's just saying it was really hard to communicate towards the end, and it feels like you guys are trying to talk to him, but he's sort of not being able to give so much back to you. He just wants to say to you, hang on in there, everything is going to get better. Okay, but he's just saying that it just feels like there is going to a few other sort of ups and downs, if you like. He's talking about his funeral. Have you had the funeral yet? Only because it feels like it's been quite small, but there should have been either more people there, or there would have been there should have been more. But he's showing me like a Zoom funeral, or like a funeral.
Well, that is what people are doing. They're doing. They are.
It's like an online funeral. I don't know if you guys have got together to talk, or got together to talk about him, but it feels like he's really liking this idea of everyone chatting about him, because he did like, even though he's pretending he didn't like to be centre of attention, he quite did. He sort of did like.
It's funny, as you're talking about him, I'm getting, you said about the teeth, I'm getting a discomfort in my jaw, sort of cheekbone as well. Whether that was affecting when he had no teeth, I feel like there was something going on there. And I keep seeing someone playing a piano, like, it makes me want to go like the Pearly, what is it, the Pearly Kings and Queens?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I can see like someone playing a piano and a flat cap sort of person. But yeah, it's weird. You're talking and I'm sitting there almost feeling like I'm sat in this room with a piano player and the cats. And I don't know if that's one.
Yeah,
I mean, obviously Cameron said that they've lost both grandfathers, so that's extremely tough. So whether I've picked up one or the same one, yeah, let us know, Cameron.
And he's also joking about.
She's been responding.
She has.
Yeah, I just can't get a word in.
Okay, right. We're just going to listen to your comments for a moment, Cameron.
Yes, she said he passed in the same week. We had a funeral, yes, not many people, and we had online funeral too, and online tribute. Not really a piano and flat cap, but he was full of humour.
Oh, bless. Thank you for your feedback. He's a wonderful soul, bless him. Like, he's sort of pretending that he's not up for all the attention, but he is. It's like let's pretend we don't like Christmas, but we really do. That
That's
sort of
probably
person.
the humour in him, isn't it?
But yeah, no, he's a real funny chap. And anyway, just know that he hasn't changed. He's still there. He's still doing his thing. Okay, he's still a bit of a tease and a bit of a joker. He keeps showing me. Do you know like a fart cushion, a whoopee cushion? Is there some story about a whoopee cushion or a fart cushion that goes back? Right, it's like almost like somebody sat on it and it popped, or somebody sat on it and it bulged rather than than made the noise it was supposed to. I just keep going back to some really weird memory, and I can honestly say in all the years I've done this, I've never seen a whoopee cushion in a reading. But just know that, okay? Or it might be that it's this Christmas, you want to prank somebody and it all goes wrong. But just know that he's having a little joke or a little bit of a prank there. Please enjoy Christmas the best you can, Cameron. He wants you to leave a chair for him out, okay? Give him a Christmas cracker. Apparently you like them. Cheesy one, like a cheesy old Christmas cracker. Please do that for him. I know that you can't see him, but please know that he is there. He is there, okay? And this particular one just seemed to like push forward for you, and he's a really jolly old thing. He is, bless him. Fine now, hasn't got any health problems, and he's skipping around like he just. Do you know?
He's on the piano now.
Do you know? Oh, what's that film? God, you know,
Dick Van
you
Dyke.
know when he jumps up and clicks his
Yeah. Oh, he
heels together?
jumps up.
It's like he's doing that.
Yeah.
He's having a bit of a.
Maybe that's where I'm getting the sing along from. That's got the cap.
Hmm?
He wears the cap.
Does he?
Yeah, in
Oh,
Mary
yeah.
Poppins, he wears the cap.
But
Maybe
yeah,
that was his
just-
favourite film. Don't know.
I love that film. Yeah, but just know that he's there, and I hope that helped you, darling, because I can only say, like I said, sorry again for all of those losses in the same time. It's so sad.
Yeah. It is.
But just know he's all right up there, and he's out of pain, and he's in perfectly good health now.
So, we used to always do that for him when we went there, and we still we still need to get decorations out.
Oh, yeah, get those deckies out. Get the tree out. Look at this. This is
That's our sad Christmas.
Mr. Producer's excuse for
Yeah.
Christmas, and it is pretty and as beautiful as it is, as like an extra
I'm going to
accessory.
get a magnifying glass to.
Bring it here.
Why?
Oh, hang on.
I can't get up because I'll cause an injury.
See, it's flashing.
It's not. They can't see that.
Hold on.
Not Mr. Producer's flashing the Christmas tree.
Yeah, if that was happening, I'd be calling the police.
There you
Oh,
wouldn't.
yeah.
You'd enjoy it.
Oh look, it's gone all dark.
See.
Oh yeah.
So he's just proving that he is that
Very
much,
Christmassy.
approximately 6 inches into Christmas spirit.
Bigger than that.
Have you got a tree up indoors?
Oh, bright light.
Ooh, ooh, ooh.
Bright light.
Has Mr. Producer got a tree up indoors?
No.
Oh no, you wouldn't have a tree. God no.
Um,
He'd be living in his cave with the Grinches.
even I put my tree up, as hard as it was, trying to get round it, put decorations on it. I had to wait for my son to get it down. I can't play on my stepladder still, so I can't do anything like that. But I put it up because I thought it is Christmas. Come on, it's Christmas, whatever. But anyway, have we got any more then? Much love to you, Cameron.
I think there was Pamela on earlier. Pamela, wasn't there? She giggled at our. Oh, are you still on,
I'm not reading.
Pamela?
I'm sorry, Pamela, but I'm not reading for you again twice in 1 week.
Oh, she hadn't already had one, has she?
No, go on. We're working now. We've got to work with our comments because we can't see anything.
Yeah. Oh, you got 2 Earths. Look at you. Wow. Well, Pamela. Sorry, I've got Cameron still in my brain then. So we've got the Page of Earth and the King of Earth. Very earthy. Look at you.
Yeah.
So this says, good news about financial matters, wanting to do something more challenging, a new area of study. And then you have a successful time, confidently accept opportunities that you're offered, the Midas touch. Now this, Pamela, is a perfect time for you to go forward in your situations. I only thought I had 1 card and I had 2, which was lovely. So you got 2 for the price of 1. But this card here particularly, I love it. It's beautiful. Look at that. It's just showing that it's like, don't limit yourself at the moment, particularly around a study or anything else that you wanted to take yourself forward in or anything new. This is a time to sort of embrace that if you haven't done already. It's like, you know, take a sort of, I know it's sort of Christmas next week, isn't it? But this week. But just know that, you know, after that, if you've already got something in the process of or starting to think about your way forward, don't limit yourself, okay? Just keep thinking forward and keep thinking that any spare time that you have can be used to sort of either better yourself, educate yourself, or take yourself forward in a really positive light. So this is, honestly, it's really nice getting 2 cards like that, and take your own power back as well. Just take your power back. Don't run around after everyone else so much. Make sure you're concentrating on your way forward for a little while.
Well, I know that Pamela has just completed the course.
Oh, well done you. I don't
And
know.
I pulled a card on Wednesday telling her to continue and carry on with her studies. So that's very apt for Pamela.
So that's just
Yeah.
confirmation for you, Pamela, and I hope that made sense. Honestly, it's a real don't. I'm falling down the middle of the sofa here.
Yeah, I wish I could, but there's no way you'd lose me down these sofas. I can tell you that. And if I've got to spend Christmas on my own, I'm going to be a lot bigger come January.
You don't want to spend it down a crack.
No, I don't. Oh, I don't.
I'll be pulling her up by her legs in a minute.
Yeah, I'll be coming in January. I'll be rolling in January.
Richard just said that you would just be like seeing these 2 little legs coming out like this, flailing around.
Yeah, no.
Me and Richard would have to grab
So
a
yeah,
leg.
so I think that those cards are very good for Pamela.
Just a quick sideline here.
I remember when I moved into my new property,
Can they hear you?
I was in the loft, and they were family helping me, and there's like a beam. So I held onto the beam and had my legs sort of dangling from the top. And I said, help, help, someone's got me. And my family come running in thinking someone got me because my feet dangling. Yeah, it was funny at the time for me.
You had to be
Yeah.
there. No, I'm joking.
I think me falling down the sofa's funnier,
Yeah, I did.
actually. But yeah. So,
Getting sucked up by a sofa.
shall I give Pamela one, even though I'll go?
Yeah,
I'll give
come
her
on.
one. Oh, look. I've got to put my glasses on for this, so
Getting old.
I'm using today, my friends. I'm using the Spirit Messages Oracle cards. Here we go. Thought I'd give a little twirl. I'm trying to find something upbeat today. But Pamela, for you, I've got Reach Out.
Reach out.
Reach out. I'll be there. No, come on, serious. We know you're reaching out right now for help due to a current situation. Support is as much about the physical act of accepting help where offered as it is about the emotional benefits and learning that it's truly okay to accept support however it's presented to you. Which, again, I think just sums up what we've discussed in the past and obviously what we discussed Wednesday. You've had a lot of hurdles and you've had a lot of stuff that you've had to overcome, but your spiritual journey really has taken off. And I know you really enjoyed your course with the lovely Matt and Kirsty.
Oh.
But also, I know that you were encouraging others on Wednesday to go and do some learning and courses. So it's, do you know, and I love that. It's got like the peacocks all around the chest. I don't think people can see that as well. But where that hand's on his chest, it's all peacock feathers around, and I love peacock feathers. But it just shows how, especially how we've all been feeling and the ups and downs we've all had this year. For us on our spiritual journey, it really, and like anyone with any faith, when we said earlier on about different religions, it is what keeps people focused. I think it is what helps people keep going, and it's some sort of light at the end of the tunnel. And for how dark our days can be, or just moments, we know we've got that with us. And I think for you, Pamela, you've shown that, and what we've discussed before, that you really have got the ability now to move on and make things happen for you. So well done, you.
And make a difference to other people as well.
That's what I'm doing. Want to learn anything about mediumship? It sure does, Polly. Thank you, darling. Go on, Jane, she said.
Go on,
Sing
Jane.
it, Jane.
Sing
it.
Sing. But no, I'm not singing.
No, that's enough now.
Actually, I actually used to be in the choir. Anyone that I'm in here in Portsmouth, we've got Portsmouth Cathedral.
Mm-hmm.
I was a girl guide. I was a
She was a
leader of the
girl
girl
guide.
guides. See, but I've got leader qualities. I always do that. But I actually sung in the choir there as well, which is quite mad. But I love all that Christmassy and carolly. I'm not very churchy, and I'm sorry, people, but I'm not. I think that's why I was spiritual, because it was just more me. But
I love churches though.
see, I didn't.
No, I love churches.
I used to avoid them. Like, I don't know. Yeah, I don't know why. But yeah, but I love cathedrals. But I was in the choir, but my voice is not the same no more.
I had a karaoke machine for my 50th birthday.
Michelle Rodman is asking for healing for her little boy. She has a gum infection and a lot of pain. He's only 10.
Oh.
Okay, sorry, could you just repeat that?
Yeah, Michelle is asking, can you send out healing for her little boy? He has a gum infection.
Oh,
He's in a lot of pain. He's only 10.
oh bless.
Well, we will do that,
So,
Michelle.
Michelle, we will certainly send healing to your son. Absolutely. Poor little thing.
If you give us his name, if you want to give us his name, that's up to you. We can put him on our Rahani
Healing
healing.
list.
Yeah.
We have, with
We
the
get double
Rahani world,
Rahani, yeah.
we do have a big sort of interlinked Rahani healers all over the place group where we can put people on for healing. So we will
Yeah.
do that.
Christine Davis, who's a regular, saying my partner is watching this with me. It's on my TV and he's never had a reading.
Oh.
Christine Davis.
Christine Davis's what?
Husband.
Husband.
And he's not called Barry, because we've established that Wednesday.
Right then, so let's give Christine's husband a reading then, shall we?
The oracle ones for that.
She just says partner, doesn't say husband.
Partner. Perhaps that's what we're going to be talking about. Maybe you get married. Right, okay. Oh, the Magician. That's a cool card.
Mm.
Right. Okay, so this is for Christine's husband. So I have the Seven of Water and the Magician there. So,
Michelle's little boy's name Joshua.
oh, healing out to Joshua.
Joshua, we'll put him on the list.
Definitely would be doing that. Seven of Water, a complex decision, the need to do research, stop procrastinating.
His partner's name's Paul.
Paul. Hello, Paul. Don't be afraid. Right, Seven of Water, a complex decision, the need to do research, stop procrastinating. And then you have the Magician, which is saying you are ready, you have the resources or the ability to manifest them. Life is magical. Now, this is sort of indicating that you've been going through a little bit of a funny old time. You may have felt sort of quite stuck in the middle of two things, or like almost like things are getting really stale in one area and you wanted to move on into a newer area or get my words out, more advanced area, okay? And this is saying at the moment that you are being too safe, okay? In my head, they're telling me at the moment, my little guides up there, you're being too safe about something, Paul. I'm going to be honest with you. And I would say that obviously in this day and age at the moment, what's going on, there's sort of a tendency to do that. But some people can be very safe anyway. This is like saying you've got to start taking a bit of you've got to sort of take a few chances in life. You've got to start getting a little bit braver. Things are going to work out if you have like a really strong attitude towards it and you don't give up. And this is saying that I feel like it's been a little bit Groundhog Day for you. I'm going to be a bit honest with you, Paul. Everything feels like it's sort of same, and you've been sort of reaching out for this next thing or this next opportunity. It seems to have been hovering there, but not quite there yet. Now, this is saying it's either just happened or is going to be happening. So keep that in mind. Now, with the Magician, you have got all the tools to make it happen. You've got the resources, you've got the passion, you've got the attitude, you've got the skills, and this is saying you've got to push forward now, okay? And stop thinking, oh, but I don't know if it's the right time. I don't know if it's the right time to do this. I don't know if I'm good enough. You know, this isn't a time for that, okay? And I'm sure you've thought a few of these thoughts in your head, but maybe not vocalised them, because you can be a bit stubborn sometimes, Paul, with your thoughts and your communication. You like to say, yeah, I'm all right, and sometimes you're not, and that's perfectly acceptable as well. So this is saying you've got to make sure that you stop putting obstacles your own way. You're putting them in your own way at the moment. You might think they're from other places, but you need to take the initiative now and push forward. And this is saying it won't be long before that right opportunity, that right moment's coming, and you sort of have to take the bull by the horns and get a little bit cocky and a little bit, be sure of yourself. There's nothing wrong with that. We all need a little bit of ego, or we can't exist, and you've got to get that ego up there a little bit there, okay? You're using ego for a positive way. You need a bit of ego to sit and do this.
Yeah, you do. Yeah. Wow. Yeah. In a positive
way, yeah. A positive ego. Not like I'm all about myself.
No.
But, if we didn't have a little bit of ego, we wouldn't be able to sit here and talk to you guys. So just know that, everything's on your side as long as you push forward and know that you're ready for it. You are ready for it. Don't be safe.
Well, I got 2 cards. Choose Wisely, which fell out and I nearly lost and I had to find it again. And the Third Eye Chakra, which for me, as soon as I turned over Choose Wisely, it told me you had choices to make, there was decisions to be made, but also that you've been procrastinating, a bit like Polly said. But I also felt, I looked at it and it made me look at the risks, and straight away I felt that time is of the essence here now. So if you leave it too long, it could be it's not good. It's not a good move. So it's making me want to say time is of the essence. It's making me think watches and time, and I just feel that you really have got to make this move and and make a good decision on this and not leave it till late. And also, I found there's a couple of I call them like vultures flying around there. When I look at that card, I do feel you need to be more aware of what's going on around you. As well when you're making these decisions, because I do feel there's maybe a couple of people that would, or a particular person that may not be as helpful for that. And the Third Eye one, although anyone that's watching, and you probably don't know this, Paul, because it's your first time watching us, the third eye for us sits here, and it is one of the chakras, and it's where us psychics and mediums will do a lot of work from, because we need to tune into it. But it also is about your intuition, and your intuition everyone's got, and I just feel this, you need to go with your gut. I think you're aware of what you should be doing. Like Polly said, I think you know what you need to be doing, and I think you need to be very on board with this and on point, because time truly is of the essence of this decision making, and you obviously know what this is as well. I'm getting like a work scenario, and I just feel that it's really quite important that you think about this. And we've all got plenty of time on our hands these days to think. But yeah, use your intuition. Don't sit on this now. And time really is important.
Okay, if you could give us some feedback, Paul and Christine, or Paul or Christine, that would be amazing. Mine was quite blunt, and sometimes mine are.
And I was quite fluffy.
And you were a bit
how I am.
But sometimes
I'm
you need a
up.
bit of blunt. I can be very blunt. Sometimes there's times and there's readings where no fluff is involved, and there's some that need a bit of fluff afterwards. And it works very nicely together, doesn't it?
I've got to stop. I've lost my earpiece. I keep laughing. It does work. Now, see, if you come to me face to face, Paul, you get a lot more straight talking. But I try and be professional on these shows. But hey, I just mop up any bluntness Polly does, okay? I'm warming up. It's only my second Sunday sofa. Third, if you count me as a guest back in January. So yeah, come and see me privately, Paul. I'll tell you exactly what I meant.
Right, I hope that helped Paul and Christine,
Yeah.
and helped you make any sort of choice and decision.
We say thank you, ladies, and spot on.
Thank you very much, and I'm glad that we broke your spiritual virginity on Sunday.
Have you been spiritual before that?
Yeah. If you weren't spiritual before, Paul, you are now, aren't you?
Christine saying, oh, Andy, you're stubborn.
Yeah.
Right then, it's good. It's like nice. We're just being just
Yeah.
us.
What we are talking about, our topic. What was our topic?
Our topic is
We lost our topic when we lost our viewers. When we you can't see the comments. We lost what? We lost all.
Yeah. So
Quality.
our topic today is, how do you feel like you've made a difference this year? Obviously, very up and down, big of a fat roller coaster year it's been. How have you made a difference to maybe other people, maybe lots of other people, maybe one other person, or how has somebody made a difference to you? How has somebody kept you going? What has made such a difference that you know you think, actually I'm still sitting here today because and honestly, I think we talked earlier on, if you've missed it, about our experiences of helping people in the way we do help people sometimes. So anyone else got any comments on here today? So is there any more, Mr. P? We're just waiting for some to roll. So let us know, guys, if there's anything else that. I'll tell you what, I know this has got nothing to do.
Everyone said yes, Polly, that you don't count right. And everyone's saying it just depends on whether you use it.
Who was that, sorry?
Sam O'Neill.
Sam, absolutely, Sam. It's like ego. Ego is a funny thing. People say, oh, you can't have ego to work with spirit. Of course, when you are giving a reading, it should be from the heart. It should be
From the spirit.
from spirit. It should be from spirit. It should be from the
It really
heart.
is from the spirit.
And it should be something there that is like bringing hope to that person.
Yeah.
You should never, ever, ever leave anybody walking out of your house, your room, or wherever you're working from, feeling sad or distraught. Anybody that does that, please do not ever go to them again.
Well, the spirit wouldn't do that, would they? That's the
Absolutely.
thing. And I think anyone has ever had and even with readings, because most psychics have that ability to get some bits and pieces in. I think you should never leave anywhere feeling deflated, because when spirit's working with somebody, they're working for good intent, and we work with good intent. So I always think it doesn't matter how much they're in a bad place and you're giving them sometimes sort of bad news, we sort of give something with a positive on the end of it, and it's about how they feel. So yeah, no one, if they went to see a medium, should ever walk away feeling, because that spirit has not come through to make you feel bad.
Ego is a very different thing.
Yeah.
Ego, if you're like all bigging yourself up and all like, I'm only going to do this, I'm only going to do that, I'm only going to do if I get £5,000 for just turning up, that's ego.
That's why we're here.
We don't get £5,000.
You get nothing.
But we're here because we love doing it.
You get a
We're
Christmas
here.
tree.
Yeah, we got a little 6-inch tree. And a thank you. That's what we get. And we do everything that we're doing because we love working together, all us guys that work on it, and we love working for Richard, and we love, serving all of you guys and cheering you lot up and listening to your stories. We love it. But ego is in a different way. You have to have a little bit of ego, or else you'd never go for that job. You'd never go for that promotion. You would never stand up in front of.
But is
100
it ego, or is
people.
it just a bit of confidence?
Oh, I think there's a little bit of ego in there. You have to use it in a positive way. It's like, if, say, for example, I was doing a job and I thought, you know what, I've worked really, really, really hard and I deserve that next step up, right? I know I deserve it for whatever reason that is, whatever job that would be. I'm just using it as an example. Now, if I guess it's confidence as well, isn't it? Because you're thinking, oh, I'm not really confident, I'm not going to go for that job. But if you really feel like you really deserve it, and actually, you think, yeah, I've got to sell myself. So I'm going to go into that interview and I'm going to sell myself, right? Because I am good at this, I am good at that, I am very good at this, I'm very good at working with people, and blah, 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 blah. And if I didn't believe myself that I was good at those things, there's no way I could honestly sell myself.
No, true, yeah, true. I suppose, yeah. I remember years ago, I used to always say I'm outspoken because I speak as I find.
Gobby.
But yeah, gobby. and I do. I mean, I was a lot less.
But you're not. You're
But someone said to me once, it was someone in the workplace, because obviously it was my last corporate job was where a lot of people used to find it because I was so direct. And they said, you're not outspoken, you're confident and you know what's right and you know what you want done. And if people don't understand that, that's not your fault. And I thought, well, no, actually, yeah, I like that. That sounds better than outspoken. I'll go with that. But I actually was quite sensitive behind the scenes, and I took offence when people thought I was like that. I just was very passionate about how I did my job.
Yeah, but that's different.
So it is, yeah. So yeah,
but because you believe in what you're doing and you're passionate about what you're doing and you love what you're doing, it's very different than being outspoken. Or
but it just took all those years for someone to make me realise that I'm not outspoken. I'm truthful. Probably a lot. I wasn't very tactful years ago, but I've learned to understand. But that spiritual just done that. My spiritual journey's made me be more tactful.
Yeah.
But yeah, I thought no, I'm not outspoken. I'm me.
Yeah, and
And
you
I
know
speak as
what?
a
I
five.
would rather somebody just said it how it was,
Yeah.
even if I didn't agree with it. Because I'd respect somebody for saying, you know what, I don't agree.
Yeah.
Even if I didn't agree with theirs at all, I would be like, wow, well done you for not agreeing, Because some people, when we are quite outspoken, I can be quite outspoken, and I know that. If I've got something in my head, I'm like, no, I respect your view, but that's not how I see it, It's different, isn't it? But I know that I can be outspoken.
Joy Consciousness is saying all my neighbours have been amazing. Really strong community through 2020.
Who's that, sorry?
That's
Joy.
Joy, we've just been listening to yours, how your neighbours have been amazing. And do you know what? That's really nice when people come up with that sense of community, like in real life, isn't it, as well?
And Tina says, using my healing skills in a nursing home.
Tina, using your skills in a nursing home, your healing skills, that's amazing.
I think you find
What
though
about you?
most healers are in care
Pamela
roles
saying-
and vice versa.
Pamela saying, I remember the first time I met you on the Apollo, you made me laugh, and I was feeling low that day, you made me feel better.
And that's Pauline.
Pamela.
Pamela, thank you. I God knows what I did. Usually something
Did she
comes
talk
up.
about
God.
anuses?
Christine was saying, the readings I have had helped me so much, especially when my mother's still around.
Oh,
Aw.
Christine, that's lovely.
Yeah.
Stay Shaw said, I have had an experience this morning where other people's ego had led to people talking badly behind my back regarding my card readings, and she's learning how to do readings and mediumship.
And that's who?
Stace.
Stace, do you know what? As long as you are giving out the best that you can and leaving people with hope, just carry on doing it. Do you know the amount of times probably somebody's talked about me or talked about, I don't know if they've talked about you,
Oh
but they've
yeah,
talked about me.
yeah.
And
Yeah.
do you know what? The best thing you can do, as long as you're working in for the highest good and the highest light and for the highest intention, carry on doing what you're doing, okay?
And actually, maybe that is where that bit of ego comes in on your part to get that. Because I remember when I first started going professional, I still kept doubting. and worrying about. I was always worried about people leaving. I didn't really care about me, if they liked me or not. I worried about them all the time, and I couldn't get past it. And it was like, it's like taking your work home. You've got to learn to shut off.
Absolutely.
But you've got to learn to shut off as well with other spiritual workers, shall we say?
Some spiritual people aren't as fluffy and spiritual as they like
they
to
really
be.
aren't as spiritual as they like to be. And I know I had someone that sent someone to me to check me out. And I remember thinking straight away, I knew they'd been sent. Yeah, I knew they'd been sent to check me out because where's she come from, sort of person? Who's she? She's come from nowhere. And I knew instantly, my intuition, psychic ability kicked in. But then I just thought, well, do you know what? If you're stupid enough to pay for me to check me out, feel free. But I feel it's this because I was there myself once, and we probably all were.
Oh gosh, yeah,
At
absolutely.
the first psychic fair, I was a nervous wreck. And then I just couldn't put my head up. I remember they brought my lunch to me from the canteen bit because I just couldn't go and collect it. And I ate it at 4 o'clock in the afternoon because I was non-stop customers. But I honestly thought I'd be sat there like twiddling my thumbs and reading a book. So you've both got to stay positive and be true to yourself. And I think the biggest lesson I learned, if you have that ability and you really are working that ability to the good intent, they will help you and you will work properly. We all have off days. In fact, someone I know psychically, remember, he told me once that you only have to have 40%, be 40% accurate to do mediumship.
Sorry, you have got a turquoise
Aura, yes. But don't forget we keep...
No, it's not. It's
Oh.
really strong aura, and I don't see auras, and it wasn't there a minute ago.
But it's funny because the person I'm talking about always talks about my aura. So there you go. See, that's how psychically in tune we can all be. But yeah, I found that amazing that we only have to be 40% accurate if we did platform work, or and I think, God, I want to be better than 40%. I'm not always getting it right, and Christine will tell you that we've got a Barry floating around. We haven't even found who he belongs to yet.
Might not be in hers.
But 40%, that's not, for my ego, that's not good enough. I don't want someone going away thinking, well, she's 40% right. But that's how we learn, isn't it? Because we learn from what we're doing, and the more you do it, the more experienced you do become, because the more natural it becomes. So yeah, don't worry about stats. It is a knock to your system, but also you'll learn, because I've lost several friends since doing this as well, very good long-term friends. I thought were good friends. So you're going to have a lot of bumps on the way, but you've got to stay positive.
Yeah, absolutely. Just carry on doing it.
A turquoise aura is the mark of a person with natural gifts of compassion and communication.
Oh,
Who said
did
that?
somebody write that?
Who said that, Mr. Producer? Or have you Googled it?
Doesn't say. Just someone called Aura.
Oh.
Somebody called Aura.
It is weird because constantly David's always telling me my aura is expanding. He said it's so big he can't take his eyes off it. I always laugh. I mean, my hair's
Is
big.
he looking at your aura?
Wow. But it's I feel like teacher's pet sometimes when we're on these courses because I feel, all right, David, don't draw attention to me. See, ego again. Don't draw attention to me. I'm just sitting here quietly. But he's always going on about it. But I do think my natural thing has always been my healing.
Yeah.
So there's the aura.
Right.
Claire's saying that I do believe you receive what you give out. I try to help everyone around me. I always get amazing support back.
Oh, Claire, that's lovely.
Yeah.
Let's give her a reading.
So for Claire, I do apologise. I've got an itch, right? And I had this itch before we.
She had this itch before we came on air, but actually we were on air,
You
so
don't think you've
everyone
been
knew.
bitten by something? Don't know what. Flea.
Flea
back.
By the Grinch. The Grinch is in it. It's
Oh, so
happened with our comments. We can't see what people have put in.
Even though Mr. Producer is in total denial about that he's in a very similar age bracket to I, he obviously remembers all the same things because there was always a flea bag, wasn't there?
Yeah.
Do you know how
Yeah.
people were so horrible at
Some
school.
of the older sisters and brothers.
Yeah, people were so horrible at school and they used to call people flea bags. That's really horrible. You know,
See, that's how horrible people look. See, they were horrible when you were kids and they're horrible still when
Yeah.
you're psychic. I've worked in factories, I've done all sorts of jobs, and I've got to be honest, the spiritual world still baffles me.
Oh, and the horse world. I used to have horses. Right, it's very similar to the spiritual world.
Serious stuff.
If you don't have the right saddle for the right competition, it's uproar if they win. If you win and they don't, you're like, oh my goodness me.
It's
God,
like chess playing.
make sure that you make sure if you're in the horse world, you've got the right saddle and bridle on for the occasion, or else it all kicks off.
Well, I've just watched that Gambit, the Queen's
Oh,
Gambit.
it's amazing, the Queen's Gambit.
And
Has
I
anyone
didn't
else
realise
watched
that if you lose and you've been playing white, you're in big trouble.
it? It's a good series, though.
It's a good series.
It's a good series. Have you watched that, Mr. P?
I have no idea what it's all about.
The Queen's Gambit is amazing.
Don't watch TV.
No, it's on Netflix. Right, okay, so, Claire, we've got the Four of Fire and the Awakening card there. Let me have a little look at this. Right then. Okay, now the Awakening card, it's saying look at things from a different perspective. A temporary standstill is important to be yourself. And then you have the Four of Fire, which is contentment, peace and abundance, a happy home life, the successful completion of a project. Now this is saying that everything seems to have been either stuck in a rut or not going where you want it to go, or it hasn't been. And this is saying you just don't give up on it, Claire. Everything feels like you almost like feel like the walls are closing in, or you're just hoping that a project or something that you've wanted or were doing was going to come around quicker, okay? And it feels like maybe with this new sort of restrictions in place, everything seems like it's all sort of this big obstacle again. Try not to see it like that, okay? It might just be, it is a temporary pause in proceeding. It is one of those situations that you might have to be a little bit more patient for a while, but try not to panic about it. It's all going to come good. I very much feel with this like I'm at the end of an era and going into something new with you as well, okay? So if any new things or new projects or new situations in your life, or even house moves, anything that's like happening around your family or yourself, this is saying just don't panic about it. It's all coming about, okay? Now, the peace, happiness, a happy home life, that's saying to me that even if everything is up in the air at the moment, or plans are being withheld for whatever reason, just almost have this sort of new date in mind of this new sort of moment in time, you know, work towards a different time scale rather than think that it's all like dead and gone now. Make sure you sort of put things into the future and work towards the future. Definitely don't give up, okay? Now I do feel like you have wanted to give up a few times, okay, recently, or what's the point, you know? But there is point, and there is point to what you're wanting to do, and this is just saying just don't give up. Just don't give up on it.
Wow. And I've got Harmony from the Psychic deck, and I thought I'd give you another one out of the Spirit Message deck, which is Love. So what a lovely combination. Oh, don't look at that. And again, all about love. I mean, I'll read the love one first because it says, love is the foundation of your existence and you're just as worthy of receiving as you are of giving love and compassion. While love can be a beautiful emotion, it's equally a form of energy that propels you through life. And with the harmony, when I look at harmony, it makes me think that it's not just about a couple. People automatically think, oh, love, harmony. It's a couple. And it's not. It's about being in tune with yourself. It's about, and it's a bit like Polly said. Don't give up on yourself. Don't give up on the love that you've said there. You've been putting out love and everything. But make sure you get something back. I'm not saying go around and go, hang on, I gave you this last week, gave you this the other day. But I just feel that it's great to give stuff out to people and help others, and it does make you feel good. But also, we still need that balance. And that harmony comes from that. That comes from having a balance with yourself. So that's I'm on the wrong path now. Look, you need to be in tune with yourself, and you need to make sure that you're at peace with yourself. So I feel like there's a project on the horizon, and it's been postponed. And I feel that's where some of this has sort of left you downhearted. So stay positive and stay focused on that, because your passion and your true inner, just that ability to give out is just so natural, and it will come back to you in full fold once this project gets off and running. So just remember to be kind to yourself, to love yourself, but to also keep giving, because that's what most of us spiritual and empathic people do. We give, but we also need some back to balance out our that female male energy as well. So, but stay focused, because there's something that's just had a little bit of a back burner, but it will happen. It truly will happen. This can't carry on. It truly can't. Okay.
Lovely.
Feedback form. Feedback. She goes,
We're just waiting for the feedback there.
thank you, it has been a struggle. Things are beginning to move now. 2 pieces of news I was waiting for has arrived this weekend. My whole life has changed in the last few months. I have thought about throwing in the towel, but each time someone or something has turned out to keep me off the path, I am trying to balance myself.
Oh, Claire, that's
lovely
amazing.
feedback, yeah, that is lovely.
Sorry if our silences are happening there. Because with some reason aren't able to see the comments. Mr. P is
Talking
translating
in our
them
ears,
to us.
yeah.
And
Thank you so much. This has made me feel more confident.
good. I'm
That's
glad
lovely.
you feel more confident, sweetie pie.
Right, the team's had to say goodbye. She's got to take her fur babies out.
Bye,
Okay,
Tina. Enjoy your fur baby walk.
Terry Ward is saying, I appreciate my friends and family for always being there for me.
Oh, that's
Aw.
lovely, Terry.
And Kelly's saying, I think we put out, we receive back. I choose to help others as much as I can, and I can honestly say most people behave the same way.
Oh, Kelly, that's really lovely. I'm glad that you're doing everything you can. And I think anybody that is just even that tiny little thing, that tiny little thing you can do, whether it's like making sure your neighbour's all right or, I don't know, anything, you know, saying, even just sometimes saying hello to people.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm like the village idiot. I'll say hello to anyone.
But I think the hello and the smiling is one of the biggest things you can do to people,
Mm.
especially now, because
Honestly, good, you got to wear a mask.
well, you haven't
Well,
got to
not
wear a
when you're
mask if
walking
you're
out the
outside,
beach.
and that's again. I just think the first thing I noticed before I became fine back indoors anyway, that people really were struggling to smile and be nice to people in the street. It's like they've got a little bit. Oh, but it's such a normal thing, and such. If someone's living on their own and they go out for that walk on their own because they just need to be out, to have a complete stranger smile at you and just say hello. I mean, we're dog people, so we
Yeah.
walk our dogs. Well, once I did, but you always say hello, don't you? You're out with your dogs, you talk to anyone.
Mm.
They could be absolute raving. You know, they could have just escaped from somewhere. We don't care because anyone
we
that's got a
have as well.
dog, we don't care. When you got a dog and then somebody else has got a dog, it's like hello.
Sense of security.
What, having a dog?
No, I don't
No,
know.
it's
I
not.
like it anyway.
It's because you get an actual. I think it's because you see someone with a dog and go, they got a dog, they're lovely people. But it's like, I don't know, it's like, it's just an unwritten thing.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
just always say hello on a dog walk.
The thing is, I can't. If I like, you know, I'm one of those people. If there's somebody like, I'm just making it up, as in the scenario. But I did it the other day. There was a lady in working in Tesco, in the smaller Tesco, and her hair was amazing, right? And I just went, "Your hair's amazing," and just out of the blue, and she looked at me and was like, "Oh, thanks," you know what I mean? But I said, "No, really, really is." And she went, "Oh, thank you." And she wasn't, thought, "Who the hell is she?" But obviously afterwards, she probably thought, "Well, that was a nice thing to say." But I didn't do it because I was trying to, for any reason. I thought, I like her hair. I'm going to
But
have to
I
tell her
think
that.
it's nice. I mean,
Or somebody's eyes.
funny enough,
or-
I used to have a woman who worked in Tesco's who always used to say to me, I love your hair. And I go, oh, thanks. And then it got to the point where every time I go, she go, hello, and I go, hello. And my daughter said to me once, do you know what? I went, no, but she loves my hair. But it doesn't hurt. I mean, I'm a chatterbox. Don't know if anyone's noticed because Miss Producer's always reining me in if I go on. Yeah. But I can talk to a complete stranger at a
Oh,
bus stop.
yeah, I would.
I've always been out. I mean, I've had some strange conversations at a bus stop actually. But in general, if someone comes up and talks, if I'm in a group, it's going to be me they're going to talk to.
Yeah, yeah,
And I just think that little bit's lost a bit this year.
yeah.
People
Oh,
have-
it is.
Yeah, and I just think that one little hello or smile could send someone home
Mm.
feeling good about themselves. And I know when I've done something positive, as low as I can feel, and I've gone and done something positive, I've then thought, do you know what, that's just made me feel a bit better because I've done something for somebody else,
Mm.
a complete stranger or just anything. So I just wish people would focus a bit more on that.
Yeah.
And-
And kindness
humanity.
costs nothing.
yeah.
Just remind people what's on tomorrow.
Oh, what's on tomorrow?
We're running out of time.
Because we can't see what's on tomorrow, but we can.
The amazing Ian Mason on his show tomorrow from
12 o'clock.
12 p.m.
You British time. He's changed his background, hasn't he? Because I feel like I've just entered a
There's
store.
water, look through a tunnel.
Ah,
Oh,
Question marks.
very nice.
nice.
Like fluid
So join Ian Mason tomorrow on his show from 12 p.m. British
These
time.
live ones, because they're like Facebook Live.
Oh.
And then tomorrow we've got Matt and Kirsty.
We've got the lovely Matt and Kirsty tomorrow evening at 8 p.m. UK time with their show, which is mediumship and oracle card readings. So tune in for that.
The last one for this year.
Oh,
That's the last one. Well, I suppose it's a lot of last shows this week, isn't it, this
Yeah.
year? Unless Richard's going to do,
A Christmas special.
like I see that they're doing on TV, that on Christmas Day, I was a bit strange.
That's it.
That's it. Well, looking forward to tomorrow then, you guys. Please tune in for that.
Yeah.
If you haven't already tuned in for those ones before, give them a try because they are brilliant mediums, all of them.
We'll try and set up the sofa watch for tonight for Ken.
Oh. If he hasn't had enough gremlins, he's going to set up the sofa watch if he can tonight. So, and we all know you all love tuning into that. Looking at these sofas empty and in the dark.
Probably more
yeah.
attractive.
Oh, with the Christmas tree on or off will the Christmas tree be, Mr. Producer?
The
beats
battery
a
might
cat
go.
ball, doesn't it?
The battery might disappear.
Let's see if the tree moves about. But yeah, so check that out. If you can get that going live, Mr. Producer will put that on at 8 p.m. tonight.
And it's a great opportunity just to chat between yourselves as well. Chat between yourselves and see what's going on, see what you're picking up, see if you pick somebody up that's here.
The first one was mad. There was a great big light just came flying at the camera.
Really?
And it was so quick, even I jumped back. And I got my iPad to try and rewind it while I was watching it on the phone. And it didn't matter how much I tried to freeze it,
You couldn't do
I
it.
couldn't do it. But it was so powerful, wasn't it, Mr. Producer? And then, well, it's just, yeah, strange.
Coolio.
Not seen anything like that before, even in here.
So, what
Can we
do in
squeeze
our 5
anything in
minutes?
for 5 minutes?
We'll do one card each.
We could do one card each for somebody.
Yeah.
Well, Mr. Producer, you have to pick because we can't see.
Right. Right, get something.
Let's do Lynn Taylor.
Who's doing Lynn Taylor?
Lynn Taylor.
You're me.
You do Lynn. Because I was going to
Okay.
say, can we not, if Terry's still on, can we not give Terry one for all our support of keeping the shows shared?
Okay, I can't remember who we're doing now. Lynn?
Lynn.
Lynn. Relationships develop to a new level. Trust your intuition. Care for yourself and others. The Queen of Water. Okay, this is like very much around any relationship. It doesn't have to be a relationship, love relationship. It can be any relationship. This is like saying, if you're particularly looking after anybody at the moment as well, I want to say it does feel like there's like a push forward in something. Definitely, like, you've got such a kind, caring nature, Lynn. And this is saying at the moment, you're very empathic as well. You're taking a lot on empathically. Be careful of your own feelings here and exhaustion. I really want to say that with you. Yeah, I do feel like you're being very overcome with like looking after everybody else, and it's a really important time just to sit back and look after yourself any time or point you can. Okay, make sure that you do something for you and take some time out, okay, to just reflect on things at the moment. You are going to be okay, all right, but just take that time. That's all I need to say on that. Okay.
So I'm confused. I'm confused up there. Am I doing Lynn too? Yeah.
No.
I'm doing Terry. Yeah, that's what I thought. That's good then. Terry, I put out the spirit message for you, and I got strength. And strength comes from many sources. Staying strong brings confidence, conviction, and a balanced body, mind, and soul. Spirit has its own unique and beautiful way of replenishing your soul with strength on a continued basis. You're never really alone, as we're always with you. And do you know what? When I read that while I was listening to Polly, because I can multitask, I zoomed straight into replenishing and beautiful, and I just think what you've been doing for SPTV these last couple of months, because of what happened and us not on Facebook, really does show that in your strength of character. You took that upon yourself to do that and help Richard out, and it was so greatly appreciated. I know Richard really appreciates it, and I just think that shows that there's so much more to you. There's so much more to you. I feel like there's something for you. I want to go like that. I feel like you've got something that you could grow on this. There's some positivity around this. I'm not sure what you're doing at the moment.
Very similar message.
Oh, there you go. Must be psychic. Mr. Producer just said you've had a similar message. I just feel that you're going to take something from this. What you've been doing for others out of the kindness of your own heart, there's something you're going to take from this. So, so do quickly do that, because obviously this is a quick card. I just feel you've got something coming, and pay attention, because I think you've got something you can be doing. Okay.
Saying hello.
Hello,
Hello.
Stella. Right, who is next?
Hello.
I didn't know that's what you
Hello.
said.
Oh, we do. We're like robots. It is really hard. As if things are not hard enough. We've got to work with all these technology problems. Last time it was like we couldn't get tuned in, could we? We couldn't hear this, and we couldn't see Emily, and Emily couldn't see us. Now we can't. We're just looking at each other. We're just looking at ourselves. We either look at ourselves like this,
Yeah,
or we look
we
at
look at
ourselves on
ourselves
the
on
screen. And then Mr. Producer's telling us what to say, and normally we ignore him.
Because we went
We
so
can't,
close,
because
I
we're
keep
relying
forgetting
on
which
it.
one I am.
The whole
Yeah.
system crashed, I found.
Yeah, so thank you everyone bearing with us, because the whole system did crash, and because we are true professionals, we just kept
Carry
going
on.
and
Keep
talking.
calm and carry
Yeah.
on.
Got a message from Polly. Pamela says, Polly, your transplant was fantastic. I actually got James confirmed by Mia. Discovered I have 3 spirit guides.
Wow. Well done, Pamela. I said well done, Pamela. I don't know really what goes on when I haven't seen the playback of the trance, so I don't really
Camera's
know
just turned itself off.
which camera has turned itself off. Okay.
Okay, so Jane's been switched off because clearly Spirit's not happy with me.
So,
Making the mick out of the show tonight. This is what you have to see. This building, we know because we've seen the activity, we feel the activity. We just get this all the time lately, don't we? It's just, yeah. And I probably just said, "Oh, Jane, do you know what? We're getting rid of you." So my camera went off. Don't know anyone can see that. Like we,
No,
yeah,
we couldn't see
they
it.
could see it. Just Mr. Producer. Actually, then he was switching me off.
so
No, it wasn't. It just went off.
Pamela, thank you for the feedback. I will eventually be able to watch it back. Like I said, it's not watching myself back because it's not me when I work in trance. It's obviously spirit guides coming through me. So I would really love to watch it back just so I can see what went on that night. Because I actually have no recollection of it whatsoever. In fact, to be fair, I cannot have it. I haven't got much recollection of being here. I can remember getting here
You
and
don't
seeing
remember
but
anything after
because
that.
I tend to be a bit spacey out at the end. I can't remember going home. Isn't it a good thing?
Oh, she probably should say that live. She does have a chauffeur.
Leah drove me home, so I didn't have to be aware. She just threw me out at my home.
Yeah, that's the say, because that came up, trance came out on my show Wednesday, and I said to people, don't ever try that alone.
Mm.
Don't ever do that
It's
alone.
okay if you've been doing it for a long time and you know what you're doing and you know your guides and you know you're disciplined enough to be knowing about coming in, coming out. But if you have just started doing something like that, I would not recommend you do it by yourself. Always certainly get some guidance or some lessons off somebody that does know what they are doing until you're safe to do it yourself.
Okay.
So
Well, thank you, everybody.
I know, it's been amazeballs.
Well, yeah, what is it? Last show of 2020?
I was actually looking at earlier on trying to find out when you actually started the Sunday Centre.
Oh, I don't know how long we started the Sunday.
So I was
Centre.
in mid-flow and Mr. Producer started talking,
Yeah.
so I stopped. But yeah, he was just trying to find out when the first show went. I think that's where I got confused with the year. I think it just turned a year for that. That's probably what I was looking at. But anyway, answers on press card, please.
Yeah. If you do know, please
Yeah.
scroll back to. If you can still get into the Facebook
Yeah.
group, then you might be able to find the videos on there.
Well, we can all see it.
We can
Just
do
Mr.
it, yeah.
Producer can't.
But yeah, it's
But he
been
can't add anything to
it's
it.
been a very interesting year.
Yeah.
Certainly, I think we've all learned something. We've all learned a lot. Perhaps we've all still got learning to
I
do.
think we've learnt a lot. We've cried a lot. We've sworn a lot.
Yeah.
We've probably done a lot.
One thing we did have, which I forgot to tell people, before we wasn't allowed to broadcast on Facebook any longer, we actually reached 1 million viewers.
Wow, that's amazing.
Yeah.
So Mr. P has just said to us that before Facebook all went tits up, basically, I was waiting for permission to say it, and he said it in my ear, so I thought I could say it to you guys. Before the whole situation with Facebook went tits up, basically we've reached 1 million viewers. And how amazing is that? That's outstanding.
That is
actually.
outstanding, and that is just goes to show that to reach that level and that amount of people, and and then to have it just shut.
But we move on to bigger, better things.
It's a test in itself.
The Sunday Sofa has actually been broadcasting for a year now. The 24th of the 11th, we were first broadcast.
Oh,
No way! Yeah.
See, that's where I got confused with when I said it was
so
a year for
weird.
SPTV, and I meant it.
And we didn't
Yeah.
even celebrate it.
Oh.
No celebration for the year. No
Well,
drinks.
If anyone would like to send in gluten-free cake,
Yeah.
gluten, soya, and dairy-free cake, however, for me, myself, and
For myself as well, and my aura,
yeah, and for your aura,
which is probably another colour now because they change continuously. I know that much.
I can't even see one now, but it was
Yeah,
obviously radiating
they-
at the time.
They change all the time. You've never got the same colour.
Did you do
Despite what
auras?
people- No.
No.
I've read a little bit on them, but I always was fascinated with the photographs of people talking from. I'm not sure about that, and because I'm my scientific mind. I
Well,
always
they
go,
can change every minute anyway.
They literally change. So
Yeah,
what's the
and
point
your
of having a
mood.
photograph?
Your hormones, your
Yeah.
attitude,
Yeah, if I was
Everything.
angry, it'd be red.
and we should have steam coming out of her ears as well.
Jessica's just saying hello, even though we're just going.
Hello,
Hi,
Jessica.
Jessica.
Unfortunately, we're
We're
going to be
gonna say
leaving
goodbye as well.
shortly. But thank you so much for everybody that has continued to support not only SPTV, the Sunday Sofa,
Yeah.
for over a year now.
Everything,
Yeah,
everything that
everything.
SPTV has done, and everybody that we have helped this year, and thank you for everyone that still comes over and watches me talking rubbish.
No,
But
she
no,
talks to
everybody.
sense.
We've seen hosts come and hosts go, and
Yeah.
shows come and shows go, but we're still hanging in
And
there.
it's the last show of the year. Would you come on and wish us all a happy Merry Christmas? Yes, certainly.
What, Mr. Producer? Go.
Merry Christmas, everyone. There's my hand.
They can't see you.
There
Look.
we go.
Oh, that's all he is, a hand. There's nothing else.
Yeah.
It's like, do you know what was it on that, was it the Munsters? When you
Oh
had
yeah, they're cruel.
that crawling hand. You can buy them
That's
in
what
Asda
Mr.
and
Producer
Halloween.
really looks like. There's nothing to
Oh,
it.
Adam's Family, that's it. Adam's Family.
Didn't-
So that's all he is, a hand. There's nothing else to him at all.
He can't come on because he just knows that it'd be a fall between two roses.
Yeah.
One day, people, one day, he
So,
might be brave enough. His ego might kick in.
so have an amazing Christmas
Yeah.
as much as you can. And if you can't see family, FaceTime them. If you haven't got family, FaceTime your friends. And just have the best Christmas that you can.
And just remember, it's only one day, and you can have that day any time. That's what you've got to tell yourself. That day will come, and you can celebrate with your family and friends, and do whatever you want afterwards. So don't get too hung up on it.
No, definitely don't.
So,
And eat, drink, and be merry.
yeah. Not too merry, in case.
Yeah.
Please knock the door. Especially if you've got people in there. Just saying. Bear it in mind.
So,
But yeah.
masses of love.
Yeah, massive. Much love to you all.
And we'll see you.
See you in the new year.
Bye.
Take care. Bye.